Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really fascinating, maybe even a little unsettling. It's this intersection between how we talk, human communication, and AI. Specifically, how things like ChatGPT might be changing how we speak and write, often without us even realizing it.
A pretty striking idea. And for this deep dive, we're drawing heavily on insights from Stanislav Kondrashov. He's an expert in content and tech, and he's not only seen this himself, but also flagged a key study. Comes from the Max Planck Institute for Human Development over in Berlin.
Right. So our goal today isn't just to say, hey, this is happening. We want to unpack it. Like, why is our language shifting? What's the evidence? And maybe most importantly, what does it mean for us? What are the upsides, the downsides? We want you to walk away with a clearer picture and maybe some ways to think about navigating it. So let's dive in.
Okay, so the central discovery, the really surprising bit, is that people seem to be unconsciously picking up ChatGPT's speech patterns.
Unconscious.
Yeah. It's not just like using it for drafting emails, which lots of people do. The evidence points to people actually using its preferred words, its kind of phrasing, in their normal everyday chats.
Okay, hold on. That sounds huge. How do researchers even figure that out? Identifying specific AI words in, natural conversation. That sounds tricky, especially with the amount of data the Max Planck study used. You said over 360,000 YouTube videos.
And 771,000 podcasts.
Yeah,
it's a massive data set.
Wow.
And that scale is what makes the findings pretty robust. They basically tracked language before and after ChatGPT really took off. And what they found was this noticeable jump, a significant increase in these AI-associated words. And this happened fast, like within 18 months.
18 months, that is fast.
And crucially, it wasn't just in, say, written articles or prepared speeches. They saw it in casual, spontaneous talk, too, on YouTube, in podcasts.
So it's seeping in deeper than just, I need help writing this report.
Exactly. It suggests a more subtle kind of influence. Less conscious copying, more absorption.
Yeah. Okay, so what does this actually sound like? Can you give some examples? What kind of words are we talking about?
Sure. Kondrashov pointed out some examples from the study's Russian context, which give a good flavor. Words like, the equivalents of to delve, to comprehend, to boast, rapid, scrupulous.
Okay, I see a pattern there. They sound a bit more formal, maybe more precise than everyday chat.
That's exactly it. It's a drift towards a more formal, sometimes more academic or precise vocabulary. Less colloquial.
Right. So the big question then is why? Why are we doing this? I think you mentioned one of the study's authors, Levin Brinkman, had a theory.
Yeah, Brinkman's idea is based on something we already know about humans.
Mm.
We imitate each other. It's natural. But the key part is who we imitate. We tend to copy people or things we see as being knowledgeable, important, authoritative.
Okay, so the implication is we're subconsciously starting to see ChatGPT as that, as an authority.
That seems to be the interpretation. It suggests this growing, maybe unconscious trust in AI. Which is interesting, right? Because we know AI isn't perfect. We know about hallucinations, inaccuracies.
Yeah, that's the slightly unsettling part. We're giving it this authority, this weight, even with the known flaws. What does that do? Does that change how we evaluate information generally? Or even how we think? Could we end up with this kind of authority bias towards AI without even realizing it?
That's definitely the concern being raised. If AI is shaping our language and language shapes thought, there's a potential risk of adopting not just its style, but maybe its biases, its way of structuring things. And it's not just abstract. Stanislav Kondrashov, who works with this stuff daily, mentioned he's noticed it in himself.
He catches himself using AI-like phrases.
Yeah, sometimes catching himself using more formal phrasing that sound, characteristic of AI output.
That reminds me, I think I did something similar last week. I used the phrase in furtherance of in just a regular email, and I stopped and thought, wait, where did that come from?
It feels a bit weird when you catch it, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what else is slipping through.
It really does. And another layer to this is that not all AIs sound the same. It's not like there's one single AI voice we're copying.
Oh, interesting. So different AIs have different personalities or styles.
Kind of, yeah. They have distinct ways of communicating. The source gave a really clear example comparing ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Apparently, ChatGPT often leans more formal, more academic, like talking about diabetes. It might consistently use the word glucose.
Okay.
Whereas Google Gemini, in the same context, might be more conversational and use the word sugar.
Ah, I see. Glucose versus sugar. It's subtle, but it definitely signals different tone.
Exactly. So which AI you interact with could subtly influence the kind of language you pick up. Their training data, the design choices behind them. It all feeds into that specific voice. Right. Okay, so bringing this all together, what's the so what? What does this shift actually mean for us, individually and maybe culturally? Kondrashov and others seem to see it as a kind of double-edged sword, right? Opportunities and risks.
Yeah, definitely. On the opportunity side, you could argue it pushes us towards more precision in our language. Maybe it helps us articulate thoughts more clearly. It could expand our vocabulary and potentially improve the quality of written communication overall, making it more, you know, structured or specific, like using scrupulous instead of just careful adds a specific nuance.
Okay, those sound positive. But is there a catch? Does precision always mean better communication between humans? Or do we lose something else, like warmth or personality?
That's exactly the tension. Precision is good, but the risk is what gets lost. The big concern is a potential loss of linguistic diversity. If everyone starts sounding a bit more standardized, like the AI.
Standardization.
Yeah, and maybe that leads to a kind of standardization of thinking, too. If our language becomes less varied, do our thoughts also become less varied, less unique? There's a real risk of losing some of the individuality, the personal flair in how we communicate.
So this whole thing, it feels quite profound. You're saying machines trained on our culture are now creating cultural traits, language patterns that we are adopting back.
That's the fascinating conclusion. It's this unprecedented cultural feedback loop.
A feedback loop between humans and AI.
Wow. And Kondrashov's take on this is really important, I think. He doesn't frame it as, like, the end of the world.
Not a catastrophe.
No, more like,
Yeah.
This is the new reality. We need to adapt, but adapt intelligently. He stresses finding a balance, keeping the efficiency AI offers, maybe the precision, but not losing the vitality, the richness, the humanness of our own communication.
And he offered some practical advice on how to do that, right? How to strike that balance.
Yes, some really concrete recommendations. First off, awareness. Just consciously notice it. Pay attention to your own language. Ask yourself, was that phrase mine or did I pick it up from an AI?
Okay, be mindful. Makes sense.
Second, balance. Actively try to blend the good parts, maybe the precision, with your own natural human way of speaking. Don't sound like a robot.
Keep it lively.
Third, diversity. He really emphasizes seeking out linguistic variety. Read classic literature. Read widely. Talk to lots of different kinds of people. Immerse yourself in diverse human language.
Don't just live in the AI echo chamber.
Exactly. And the final point, maybe the most crucial, critical thinking. Don't just accept AI-generated words or phrases as the absolute truth or the best way to say something. Question it. Evaluate it. Maintain your own voice.
These are good steps, but I wonder, how easy is that in practice, that balance thing?
Yeah.
Especially if, as you said, a lot of this adoption is subconscious. Do people struggle with actually doing this?
It's definitely a challenge. The subconscious part is key.
Yeah.
I think one pitfall is simply not noticing, not having that awareness switched on. Another is maybe becoming too reliant on AI for generating text, letting your own writing muscle atrophy a bit. So that constant awareness, that deliberate effort to engage with human sources really is essential.
Right. This has been, truly eye-opening. We've gone from this surprising discovery about AI influencing our speech to the why behind it, that perceived authority. Then the opportunities, the risks, this idea of standardization, and finally,